Hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'll be sharing with you how I make a tasty Nigerian jollof rice and fried rice. Same time to reduce cost and resources. Do you know what? This rice tastes so good. For this recipe, I always use just 4 cups of rice for each of the rice. For the jollof rice, I use 4 cups, and for the fried rice, I use 4 cups. And do you know what? The rice comes out plenty that it can last me for over 2 weeks. So I'll be sharing with you how to make those jollof rice and fried rice just with little rice, but how it will come out so nice, tasty, and also plenty. I know at this point we're all managing our resources, but with little resources, you can still eat good food with just little cost. We can still have good meal. Guys, why I like this method is that it reduces cooking time in the kitchen instead of spending every day cooking food. So why not just pick out a particular time and make your food to and cook the food together. I also use this method for my beans and soup. It saves time and even cost. Now it's just like using one stone to kill two birds, making fried rice and jollof rice same time. Another reason I like this method is that I get to eat different rice. We all know that the taste of jollof rice is different and also the taste of fried rice is different. So having these two dishes in my fridge helps me a lot. It saves my time, it saves the gas, it saves the resources that I need to put in making just one rice. I use it to make two rice. If you are a very busy person and you want to have different meals in your fridge, you love eating good food, this method is for you. And if you are also the kind of person that don't like spending so much time in the kitchen cooking every day, every time, this method is for you. Let's dive in. For my well-washed chicken and turkey, I added salt, sliced onions, blended ginger and garlic. For this recipe, you can choose to use any meat of your choice. Seasoning powder, curry, thyme, and I give it a very good mix. You can also marinate your meat and keep for some period of time, for some minutes or up to an hour or more. Cover to cook. And here I went ahead to prep my tomato, red bell pepper, habanero pepper. After washing the tomatoes and pepper, I will slice them into tiny pieces and put in a foil paper. I also added ginger and garlic. After arranging them on this foil paper, I will sprinkle some oil on it, some vegetable oil on it. Then I'll send it into the oven to cook for some minutes. It can cook for up to 10 to 15 minutes. After prepping the tomato and pepper, go back to check the meat. Now the meat is well cooked. At this point, we can give it a very good mix to make sure that all the ingredients penetrate into the meat, not only into the meat, even down to the bone of the meat. So we'll give it a very good mix to make sure that the ingredients goes in well into the meat. At this point, the meat has extracted its water, so it is time to add more water to it and leave it for some time to cook. I'll go ahead to add little water to it, then cover to cook for up to 20 minutes again. I'm using the hard turkey and the hard chicken, so I will give it some time to cook well. I will cover it. I still went ahead to stir to give it a very good mix since I added water to it, so that the ingredients can go in well and the meat will taste so nice. While the meat is cooking, I went ahead to prep the ingredients for the fried rice. Here I'm cutting my carrot. My carrot is well washed already. I'm cutting my carrot for the fried rice. I already have some prepped vegetables in the freezer, so I'll also bring those ones out. After prepping the carrot, the tomato is ready. Now we can see the color it's giving us. It's giving us a very good vibe. It's time to blend. Meat is also ready. I'll put it in the air fryer to fry. In a pot of vegetable oil, I added chopped onions and I give it a very good mix. I make sure to fry the onions very well as it gives the food very good flavor. After frying for some time, I added dry thyme. I first of all go in with the dry ingredients because it gives the food a very good taste and a very good flavor. Then the next is rosemary, dried rosemary. I added a dry rosemary, curry powder, bay leaves. Then I give it a very good mix again. Wow, the aroma is so nice. Make sure to stir well. Frying it is also a good process. It will give the stew a very nice taste. Then I went in with tomato paste. Now this tomato paste, I'll make sure to fry the tomato paste very well to make sure that there is no bitter taste in the rice after preparing the rice. Add seasoning powder and give it a very good stir. After mixing, I go ahead to continue mixing. As I'm mixing, the stew is frying. So it's always good for the tomato to fry very well. When the tomato fries very well, it will give the rice a very good taste. And once the tomato paste is well fried, I add my fresh tomato, pepper and red bell pepper. Then give it a very good mix to allow all the ingredients penetrate into the sauce. Then after stirring for some time, add crayfish and give it a stir. At this point, the stew is already getting dry, so it's splashing. If you can see, it was splashing earlier because the stew is already dry and the oil is already floating on top of the stew. I added salt, then the meat stock. At this point, I added the well-washed rice. I washed my rice behind the camera. So after adding the rice, give it a very good mix. Please guys, if you are still watching this video to this moment, please like the video, leave a comment in the comment section, and most importantly, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, please, to help me grow. So I went in with some water and cover to cook. While the jollof rice is cooking, I'll go ahead to prepare the fried rice. Now I sieve out the meat stock. I'm trying to extract all the juice from the meat stock. So after extracting the juice from the meat stock, I'll throw away the chaff. I'll use just the water. I added the meat stock to a boiling water. Then I added my well washed rice. After adding the rice, mix. After mixing, add seasoning powder, curry and thyme. Then give it a very good mix. Mix until everything is well combined. And add salt. Cover to cook. While the fried rice is cooking, our jollof rice is almost done. So at the final stage, I add some fresh tomato, onion and red bell pepper. Then you can also test to know if the salt and the seasoning is okay. If it is not okay at this period, you can as well add some. I'm adding the fresh tomato, red bell pepper and onions. After adding it, I'll mix and taste if the salt and the seasoning is okay. So I like doing this at the last period because it makes, okay, I added salt to it right now because when I tasted and I realized that the salt was not enough, so I had to add a bit of the salt. I like adding my veggies at the end of my cooking. It makes the rice taste so nice. So the tomato and the onion gives it this crunchy taste. After adding this, I will just stir for some time and cover for 1 or 2 minutes. Then our jollof rice is ready. How I preserve my jollof rice to last long without going bad is after cooking the rice, I make sure to open the rice. Just open the cover of the pot, then allow the rice to get cold. Make sure the rice gets cold before serving it into the bowl that you will store in the fridge. Now, once the rice is cold, I assure you that your rice won't go bad. You can eat this rice for as long as you want. You can even store it in your fridge for as long as 3 weeks, 2 weeks, and the rice is still good. The rice is still tasty. Nothing will go wrong with the rice. So I've been using this method and it has been working for me, and I decided to share with you guys. So make sure you open the rice and keep it to get cold before serving it into your container or putting it into your fridge. Another thing is, if you don't want to store in the fridge, you can just open it. If you want to use the warming method, you can also allow the rice to get cold. It's very important to allow the rice to get cold. With this, the rice won't go bad. Now back to our fried rice. Our fried rice is almost ready. So I'm giving it a mix to make sure that it is well done, well cooked. Once the fried rice is well cooked, I put it down and allow it to get cold before adding my veggies to the rice. If you go in with your veggies immediately, it can make the fried rice go bad, which you don't want. So since I'll be keeping this rice in my fridge for a long time, once I finish cooking the rice, I'll set it aside to get cold. I'll make sure that the rice gets very cold. I went ahead to prepare my veggie. In a hot pan, I added vegetable oil, then chopped onions, I'll fry the onion for some time. I go in with the hard veggies so that they can get well cooked. After adding my onions and frying it, the next is the carrot, because the carrot is a bit hard. So I'll add the carrot first and give it a very good mix. It's always good to fry the hard veggies before adding the soft ones so that the hard ones can cook very well. The next is the green pea. Once I add the green pea, I'll also give it a very good mix. Wow, it's already looking so colorful. After giving the green pea a very good mix, the next veggie I'll be adding is the green beans. After adding my green beans, I gave it a very good mix. Then I added sweet corn. Sweet corn is a bit soft. It's actually soft, so it's coming at towards the last process. At this point, our veggies are cooked. So, and another thing is that don't allow your veggies to overcook also. Just cook it in a moderate way. Now I added the spring onion. And giving it a very good mix. Is looking so colorful and the aroma is wow. Then I added the pepper just to give it a bit of this hot spicy taste, and you can skip the pepper if you don't want, but I just added a bit of it just to give it a spicy taste. Then salt, seasoning powder. I also added some shredded turkey. So this shredded turkey is going to give it a very nice taste. You can try this, guys. It's so yummy. You can choose to add any meat of your choice, but for me, I choose to add the shredded turkey. So I added the shredded turkey to it and I gave it a very good mix. At this point, our fried rice recipe is almost done. So make sure to give it a very good stir. Guys, this fried rice was so yummy. I assure you, if you use this method, you will like it. You will enjoy it. Please don't forget to leave a comment on the comment section. Guys, if you try this method, I'm sure you will like it and you'll come back to thank me later. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel and also give this video a like. I opened the pot of the rice and allowed it to get cold before adding the veggies. After preparing your rice, always leave it open to get cold before adding your veggies so that it won't get bad. When you add your veggies immediately, it might get bad because of the steam that is coming out of the rice. So if you use this method, I assure you that your fried rice will last long. After adding the veggies, I go ahead to mix the rice. Make sure to mix it properly. At this point, our fried rice is ready. The last step is our turkey and chicken spice. In a hot pan of vegetable oil, I added onions and stir. Next is fresh tomato. Give it a good mix. I do this just to add more flavor to the chicken and the turkey. I added the red bell pepper and gave it a good mix. You can also use this recipe for any meat of your choice. You can also add your seasoning, your salt, and other ingredients you wish to add. But for this chicken and turkey, I did not add more ingredients to it because the chicken and the turkey is already tasting so nice. So I made sure to add all the ingredients I needed at the beginning, which was the boiling process. So at this point, the ingredients is already sitting so well in the chicken and the turkey. So I just did the onion, bell pepper, and tomato sauce. Then I poured my meat and give it a very good mix just to add more flavor and taste to the meat. This meat tastes so good. Please guys, I would like you to try this recipe. At the end, I also sprinkle some onions on it. If you love onions, you can do this, but if you wish to skip this process, it's okay. But I just do that. I love the crunchiness of the sprinkled onions on it, so most times I just sprinkle the onions on it to make it taste more crunchy and nice. With little cost, we can make good food and enjoy our meal. Just always make use of what you have around you, and I assure you that you will enjoy your meal. Thanks for watching this video. Bye. See you in my next one.